Matthew Heimbach. He's a student at Towson University, and he wants to start a club. Now, we're all in favor of student activism. His club, maybe not so much, because he wants to start a student union specifically for white students. We've got a news report. Let's take a look.
We want to replicate what every student union does on campus. His solution, start a white student union.
Matt explained to us that they wanted to start patrolling campus to try to protect against crime, because Matt was convinced that there was black on white crime occurring at Towson.
We had to congregate together because we weren't allowed to congregate with whites, and so there's a difference between like a black student union and a white student union, I think, just based on the history of America.
I did know of the white student union that was on campus a couple years ago. I actually, the professor that was the advisor, he was actually my professor one semester. And that's probably like one of the most disgusting things I came across. Because I was here when it happened. Trying to prove a point that doesn't need to be proven. Like, you can't spew hate and expect people to like give love back to that. And the creation of the white student union was only created to destroy the blackness that was like coming to Towson.
That was basically in response to I feel like the Black Student Union, just because everybody feels like, well, not everybody, but there has been conversation that why does there have to be such thing like as the Black Student Union, things like that. But when you come to a campus where you can literally be the only black person in an entire classroom, like you can be like one of 5 black people out of 90 in a classroom.
Plenty of situations where I was the only like black student in my classroom, so a lot of times like it resulted in me like code switching just to like fit the need of society at the time. But it was something that if I knew now that I was doing that, then I wouldn't have done that. Like I wouldn't have forced myself to change for like my white counterparts. The growing need for community and the growing need for black students here at PWI to address like the constant racial tension and social injustice and political injustice that we face is very important. So just to see that people decide to come to this institution that are black, that want to be a part of the change is the most beautiful thing I've seen. I've had like 3 black professors ever since I've been at Towson. I've been here for 4.5 years. So it's hard to even like want to go to class if I'm not going to have like a person that looks like me teaching me.
Here at Towson, I've only had like 2 my entire time being here at Towson. Like every professor that I have in my department is white. Like they're usually a white woman or a white male. It's very few black professors here at Towson. And it's not saying that there aren't black professors that are out there that are not capable. It's just that I feel like they're just simply not being hired.
Definitely a problem that needs to be addressed, you know. I feel like more students would be more excited about learning if, you know, they had black teachers or like, you know, Arabian teachers, etc. Like teachers that look more so like you because they can relate to you. I mean, there was a time when like students like advocated for the need and want for more like African American teachers here at Towson.
It's actually very important because since we are on a we go to a predominantly white institute, it is very important. Like I believe on a collegiate level, like college is universal. This is not like your neighborhood school. People are coming here from all around the world. In front of the LA building, all those flags are there because Towson is trying to represent each student that they have from these countries. Like every time a student comes from a different country, they put their flag up to represent we are a diverse school or whatever and things like that. So I feel like if that's what you want to represent, then you should, you know, have better representation in your staff for those students. So it's not like, okay, like you're using my culture as kind of like a picture, a pretty picture to show other people, hey, like we have people from the Caribbean islands that go here. We have somebody who goes here from Ghana. Oh, exciting. It's kind of like you're making them a character instead of an actual person who like attends like the university. It's like, okay, I'm coming here and I'm from this country, but I don't really see anything that looks like me necessarily here, which is why we have associations like the Caribbean Student Association, the Black Student Union. Like, we don't want those students to feel like they're just tokens, like just something to just say that, oh, my school has this, just to put on the school's resume or things like that. That's why it's important.
There were times when, you know, I got in the elevator and I seen, like, you know, a person clutch their bag. When I was about a sophomore and junior, my cousin used to work in a LA cafe, and there was a guy who was on campus that would, like, disrespect a lot of the workers here. And it was one day that, like, he was in the LA cafe and he was doing, like, he threw his change at my cousin, called her the N-word, said, you know, I got something for you in my bag. I mean, like, you know, and it's things that you expect to happen because you're a minority at a predominantly white institution, but it's things that you don't expect to happen to people that are so close to you.
Also, I will say that there was a student who got hit by a car and actually died. And Towson said nothing about it. Like, I don't even know if any of you guys know, but he was a Black student. Towson said nothing about it. They didn't, no email out about it, but they can email us about a raccoon biting somebody. 2 Black boys just walking on campus and a white student was behind them. White male was just shouting out racial slurs towards them. They did address that. I remember that email, but those are just a few incidents on Towson's campus. Who knows how many others there have been, because Towson's not good with addressing incidents. They want to just tell you about everything that's going on with their police communications around the campus, but they don't let you know what's going on directly on the campus. And I honestly think that's just to paint a picture or like throw things under the rug that negativity does not happen on this campus, but it does every single day. Like, it's always something that goes on that's not tasteful. Towson broadcasts itself as a diverse campus. When I took my tour, every single tour guide prides themselves, or not prides themselves personally, but they make it a point to point out those flags. That's why I keep bringing it up, because it's literally an entire sidewalk dedicated to it and things like that. Towson does not always advertise an event that BSU can be putting on that could be beneficial to all students, or a career fair or like a college fair that BSU is holding or something like that that's beneficial to all students.
I think Towson students are making more so of an effort to represent those groups rather than like Towson administration, like Towson faculty and staff. I think the push starts with the students. Like, you know, we notice it, we need it, so we're going to speak out on it and try our best to get it done and get it to happen.